Hey everyone, it's Katie Kozlowski, your spiritual trainer and master energy coach, coming to you today to talk about the Legend of Sisyphus and how that program might be affecting you in your mind, in your body, in your business, and in your life. Now, if you know anything about the story of Sisyphus, you know that Sisyphus was a very bad man, right? Sisyphus was punished by the gods, and he was doomed and destined to forever push a giant boulder up a hill only to reach the very tippy top and have it roll back down. So the legend of Sisyphus is all about frustration, right? It's all about trying so hard to get where you want to go and never being able to get there. And it feels like a curse. It feels like punishment. And you probably, if you have this running in your system, feel exactly like Sisyphus, where you almost reach the top of the mountain and then you're like, why, God, why? When it doesn't work out. So I'm talking to you about this today because, as you know, I love to teach via stories and myths and using those allegories as examples of what's showing up in our lives so that we can create change and we can work with the legends and the myths and the teachings and the wisdom. But I also take a feminine approach. So what I want to share with you today is not about the legend of Sisyphus, but is about the story of the Vestal Virgin, who is nothing like Sisyphus, because Sisyphus, as I said, was a bad man, right? He did some very bad things and he was being punished. Now, the flip side of that is the feminine, right? And when you look at the legend of the Vestal Virgins, who were real, by the way, they were the high priestesses in Rome, and their job was to keep the sacred flame going. They were the soothsayers, they were the truth tellers, and they were in charge of basically the destiny of Rome. And so when things went wrong, they would come back to the Vestal Virgins and they would say, this is all your fault, right? And you caused this, and now what we're going to do is we are going to take you and we are going to put you in a cave and we're going to bury you alive and we're going to roll a stone over that, and so you're going to starve to death. Not a really fun story for the Vestal Virgins. Not a fun story for anybody really, because here you are doing your job, doing it right, doing nothing wrong, whereas Sisyphus had actually done something to deserve this, right? It was punishment. Sisyphus was being punished. The Vestal Virgins, on the other hand, were also being punished, but they were being punished because they had done something that was not their fault. And they were being punished because somebody didn't like the way things were happening in the world, and they were essentially the scapegoat. So the difference here, and what I want you to understand, is that there's Sisyphus, who deserved to be punished and deserved to struggle and deserved to get this lesson. And then there's the Vestal Virgin, who did not. And I'm asking you to think about this for yourself, because it's very possible that if you feel like Sisyphus and you feel like you're constantly being punished, right, and you're working really hard and you're not getting where you want to go and you're frustrated, that you are not actually running the energy of Sisyphus. You're running the energy of the Vestal Virgins. And the Vestal Virgins have the same complex, right? You have the same neurological processing that says, I've done something wrong and this is my punishment. So you end up in the same place as Sisyphus, feeling like you're pushing against something and you can't get out, like AKA being stuck in a cave with a boulder rolled over it. But the main difference is that Sisyphus did something wrong, you did not. So that's the first thing you need to think about is, are you sort of taking responsibility for things that are not your fault, right? Are you feeling like you're being punished even though you haven't done anything wrong? Do you have the Sisyphus complex, or do you have the wound of the feminine, the sacred feminine, which is the Vestal Virgin, who ended up stuck and punished even though she hadn't done anything wrong? So I'm sharing this with you because I want to give you some tools to help you move through those feelings of frustration, of feeling like you can't break through, you're stuck, you're struggling, and understand that there are different methodologies, and it's not always Sisyphus. It's not always, well, you must have done something wrong in order to get here. It's very possible that you didn't do anything wrong, and that's why you're frustrated and that's why you're stuck, because you don't understand why you're here in this position, not getting what you want, when you have done everything right, when you have done the marketing, when you have done the work, when you have shown up, when you have opened your heart, right? This is a feminine manifestation of the same result, and the way you get out of it is different. Okay, so Sisyphus, I don't really know how he gets out of that, because he's pushing it up, it's rolling it down. There's nothing he can do except repent to God and say, please, God, I'm sorry, I know I made a mistake. Please end this cycle for me, right? That's how Sisyphus gets out of it. That's the masculine thing, right? You do something wrong, then you pray to God. You don't have any control over whether you break free or not. Now, if you're in the feminine mindset and you put yourself in the position of the Vestal Virgin, right, who is stuck behind the boulder in the cave going, okay, now here I am, you can take that same approach, right? And you can push against the boulder and you can say, please, God, I know I've done something wrong to deserve this. Can you help me break free? Please, please, please. I'm begging you, even though you've done nothing wrong in the first place. So the whole argument doesn't stand, right? The way you get out of being stuck, if you are running this energy of the Vestal Virgin, is not the same. You can't sit there like a victim and pray to God and ask to be forgiven for something you didn't do in the first place. Do you understand this? You need to really get this, because it doesn't hold, right? It's a concept that doesn't hold. So if you want to break free from your patterns, you have to see everything from a new perspective. Stop seeing yourself as Sisyphus. Stop seeing yourself as if you're being punished for something you've done wrong, because A, you haven't done anything wrong. B, you're not a jerk that, had been lying and cheating and deserves to be punished. You are a good person doing good work in this world, and you've been fed a belief system that says that if you're feeling this, you must have done something wrong and you're Sisyphus. You are not, okay? You are not. You're the high priestess. You're the one that has been doing the good work and has been allowing other people to control you and manipulate you, okay? I need you to understand this, and I need you to understand the fact that there is another way out, okay? The way out has to do with understanding, number one, that you are not Sisyphus, okay? You are not that bad guy. You are the good girl, meaning you have shown up, you have done your work, you are here to do good things in this world. So let me rephrase that. You are a good woman. You are a good woman, not a good girl, a good woman. You have a responsibility, you have power, and you have the right to use those powers to get yourself out of the cave, to get yourself out of the hole, to get yourself out of the prison cell that you've been put in. So I want you to start to think about this and think about it and think for yourself. Am I Sisyphus or am I the Vestal Virgin? Which am I? Because if you identify with the Vestal Virgin, then you want to join my upcoming boot camp, Reclaiming Your Feminine Power, because I'm going to teach you in that workshop everything that you need to get yourself out of that cave, to get yourself out behind that rock, to get yourself out from underneath the belief system that says that you are a bad person and you've done something wrong, and therefore you have to repent and you have to ask for forgiveness and you have to wait for somebody to give you permission to stop breaking the cycle, right? That is the feminine approach. That is the secret to so much of reclaiming your feminine power and seeing yourself for the truly powerful woman that you are, feminine being that you are. It's the difference between, I'm sorry, please don't hurt me, can you help me, and can you break this cycle for me, to saying, you know what, I have the power to do this, and I'm going to use my power to break the cycle myself. That is the biggest difference here. And that is what you're going to learn in my boot camp, Reclaiming Your Feminine Power. I'm going to tell you exactly why you feel like Sisyphus, but you're not. I'm going to help you understand who you really are, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to get yourself out from behind that rock, because I have seen too many powerful women living their lives stuck in a cave, stuck in a cell, stuck in a prison. We can't get out, and we're waiting for somebody to come with the key and say, okay, you're free to go now. I'm going to let you out. But that's not how it works. That's not how it works. There's a secret pathway. There's a secret doorway. I know where it is. I know because I've lived it myself. I found it. I've walked through that door, and I want you to walk through it too. So please join me for this boot camp. All you have to do is go to the link in my bio and sign up. Or if you're watching this on Facebook, you can click the link below this video and register to sign up. We're going to spend 7 days talking about this, breaking this apart. And I promise you, you do not have to be Sisyphus anymore. You do not have to be the bad guy that's waiting for forgiveness. You have the power to set yourself free, and I'm going to show you how it works. Because the more liberated, empowered souls we have on this planet, the less time we're going to spend stuck in jail. And we're not meant to be in jail. We are meant to be free and empowered and loving life and being happy and living and doing loving and doing all the things that you want to do, growing your business, having relationships, having children, having families, having money. Everything you want is on the other side of that boulder, and I want to show you how to move it. So I can't wait to see you. Please sign up and have a beautiful day. Bye.